So we're just heading off into the desert tomorrow to Al Qudra, doing a 50-kilometer ride. In fairness, this is fairly low risk. It is out in the desert, but I just wanted to go through the kit that I'm going to be taking with me on my bike. So first of all, I'm taking the Garmin 1050. This is absolutely superb bike computer. I've got a few screens that I've set up on it specially. So in terms of the screen layout, at the top here I've got my heart rate, which will go blue when I'm in zone 2. I've got my speed here, which will go green up until 20 kilometers. After 20 kilometers it will go red. I've got my cadence that will change color, the watts that will change color. I've got wind direction, I've got the elapsed time, and this one's quite an interesting one. I've got the PSI tire pressure for my bike. It's asleep at the moment. I've got my gears here. I've got the time of the day, which is important in the UAE. We don't want to be out in the middle of the day. It's 10:30 at the moment, just getting it all ready. And I've got the temperature as well, because obviously that's important. So that's my Garmin setup. I like to record my rides, so I'm using this amazing camera. It's the X5, the Insta360 X5. I've got ND filters. I think they're ND64 filters on there, just to give a bit of motion blur. But this will be set up and riding constantly. I've got a cover to go over this, and that will go into a spare battery if I need to charge it up, which I probably will do. It's quite a long ride. I'm going to have this mic connected to my helmet, so it'll get my comms and it'll get the bike comms from my wife Sue. We use a Senna system there. That works really good. I've got this unit here, which is for my Insta360. The way I have it positioned is I can't actually see the screen or I can't see the controller on the X5. So yeah, it's ND64 filters just set there. So I can simply press this button to easily control the Insta360 while I'm riding, and I can also see the view of it. So as you can see here, this is viewing me. I can simply press record, and it will actually start recording very easily. I can stop the recording, and that works really well. I can also see I've got the frame in the right frame, but really that's not so much of a problem because it's an Insta360 and it captures everything. I'll also be taking my Sunto Wing earphones. These are absolutely awesome for riding. The thing I particularly like about them is they're very comfortable to wear if I forget I've got them on. If I want to answer a phone or change a music track, I just shake my head, either yes or no, and that works superb. I've got my Exposure joystick limited edition torch, which I'll be having on the front. It's totally unlikely that it'll be in the dark, but you never know. There could be a bit of a sand storm. You never know, so just always be prepared, really. I've got the Exposure Tracer R on the back, which is another great light. In terms of tools, I keep it fairly minimal. I've got this Essentials Day Saver micro tool that sits on my bottle cages. It's absolutely an awesome little tiny tool that can really have multiple options, and that will work on every type of bolt I have on my bike. I also have this pump here. This is a micro pump by Wolftooth. I've got a lot of Wolftooth components on the bike. Inside this cap here is a tubeless repair kit, just in case, but I do keep it fairly minimal. I probably should have a spare inner tube, but I'll be honest, if there's a problem, sometimes it's just so hot that I haven't got the option to repair it. So I simply want to try and seal it, re-inflate it, and then move on. So I'm going to show you next what's in my bag, but this is what's on my bike and on me. So here, this is what I have in my bar bag. So it is pretty compact. It looks a lot, but It is fairly small. I have a couple of plasters here, 2 sizes of plasters, just a few just in case you get a cut. Just in case you do get a cut, you need to clean it. So I have some alcohol-free midi wipes there. I have some chamois cream just in case, an emergency one. I have 4 factor 5 small suntan creams, factor 50, sorry, there. An important feature is a tea bag for my wife. My wife only generally drinks tea, so that's an emergency feature that's needed. Inside here I have 2 Advils, which are really good for headaches. On top of that I have 2 ibuprofen, so there's 4 in there in total, 2 packets of 2 antacid tablets. So these are just really good, just obviously small packets of tablets are really useful. Antihistamines, obviously if you've got an upset stomach, ibuprofen if you've got a headache, Diamode, this is for symptoms of diarrhea, which obviously you don't want to get caught short in the desert, sinus congestion, Caftan Extra, non-aspirin pain relief and more pain relief, and then 2 more aspirins. So a lot of real pain relief there. Diaphthon, which is temporary relief symptoms due to hay fever, another kind of hay fever one. I have 2 wipes of insect repellent, which are also really important over here. If there is a mechanical problem and I get dirty, my wife's chains come off a few times, so I've had to use these for bike and body wipes. I have a couple of bars, and we will get some more on the way when we're over there as well. I have this battery, small Nikkor NB Air 5000 milliamp battery that will charge either a phone, or it will charge the camera, or it will charge the Garmin. I have a spare SRAM battery for either the gears, the derailleur. I have a spare Energizer battery just in case the hood battery goes. I have some spare SD cards just in case my camera has a problem. And then these are quite interesting. If you put them in water, they froth up. They're good for toilet paper, for wiping yourself down, for whatever you need, but they're good towels to have just in case. So all that will go into my bar bag, and I'll show you how that fits next. So I'll put all of the medicines and creams and everything into this inner bag here, so just to keep it all together. So this will contain more or less everything really, all the non-electrical stuff. And that is easy to get to in case I need it urgently. And I'll also put a tea bag in there. So that will go into the bag. Oh, sorry, I've got the Advil tablets. That will go into the bar bag. And here we have the bar bag. So I'm rocking an Almost There San Diego bar bag. This I find is beautiful. It's compact enough, it's sturdy enough. I've put this on it. This is actually for the exposure light at the front, just in case it comes off. It's never come off so far, but I make sure it's wound around so it doesn't, if it does fall off, it doesn't fall into a spoke. I'm just going to put these 2 in here as well. That's all set, and that will all go into the bag. On top of that, I'll have the battery and a USB-C cable. And then I'm going to put the 2 bars. And I'll probably have a couple of bars. These are more emergency ones, and they are fairly long lasting. So if I forget about them, it's not going to be so much of a major problem. They'll go into the bag like that. On the top bit here, I like to keep all the batteries so I know where everything is. So I'll put the 2 spares and emergency batteries, and then the SD cards as well. So that is my bar bag kit that I'll be rocking tomorrow. So on top of the kit I'm going to be having, obviously I'm going to be wearing a helmet. The helmet I have is a Kask Protone Icon. I think it's one of the more modern colours. It's maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's last year's colour, but it's like a gloss grey. It's got a few dings on it already. But what I find is really great about this helmet is I love the fit on it. It doesn't feel like you're wearing a helmet at all. It is very, very comfortable to wear. I actually have this Sena system set up to it as well, which is really good. So this is a mesh communications network, very similar to what goes on a motorbike. We've had them for years, so I have this one. There was one on my wife's helmet, and basically it just enables us to connect and to talk throughout the ride. If I do want some silence, then I can just lift the mic up and you know, she's not able to hear me. I can very easily just mute it, or I can increase the volume, decrease the volume. On top of that, I have this Insta360 Air mic that just magnetically clips onto there. And then when I'm riding and I want to record or want to talk onto the video, I just simply press that button there and it'll record, and obviously record what I'm saying, and it also picks up what my wife is saying on the center there. So that's all ready for tomorrow. I've got my little icon on there, which is the Ace of Spades. That symbolizes once I had a fall on my bike, and it's pretty bad road rash, and my leg looked like as it was really black, so that's why I have that there. I also have these gloves because obviously if you are going to fall off, the first thing you do is put your hands down, so I like wearing full finger gloves. These are ASOS, I think it is, a Swiss company. The guy, the king of the king of the descents, wears these gloves. Can't think of his name. Is it Baffa or Bassa or something like that? And obviously he's going some speed, so if he can wear them, certainly I will. And that's basically what I'll be wearing. I'll be having a jersey and a bib on as well. I won't go into those, but that's more or less the kit that we'll be using. Okay, I'm just setting up the bike for tomorrow's ride, just making sure that everything's ready. So that's the Day Saver 8 in there. I'm going to put the lights back in now. So moving that up to here. Let's put the button at the top. I'm going to put the joystick exposure light at the front. Bring that forwards a little bit. Going to get rid of the pump next. So put the pump into here. Okay, I'll do those up. Yeah, I'll do those up afterwards. I'll take the bike off for that. So now I'm going to put the bar bag back on. So it just simply goes over the frame.
A few moments later.
Okay, I'm just going to put on the Garmin now, so just want to make sure that it's nice and snug. I always put the lanyard on just to make sure that if it was to fall, it doesn't break. And there you go. And then I'm going to put, while I'm there, I'm just going to fit this back on, so that if the light does fall off, it doesn't go too far. And I'll just feed that through here. I'll tidy that up tomorrow, but I want to make sure that that is nice and safe, so if it does fall, it doesn't fall off and fall into the spokes. And then finally, I'm going to fit the X5, which is the Insta360 X5. Just take that off for a second. Just put that around there so it's fairly secure, and that just simply clicks it in and then clicks in. And all I do just to try and stop it from bouncing a little bit is just rest it onto the Garmin there. and then that is done.